40 years ago, explosions ripped through Hyde Park and Regent's Park. The bombs, which were set by members of the IRA, claimed the lives of 7 riflemen, 4 cavalry troopers and 7 military horses. Footage of bodies in the streets shocked the country, and stunningly, no one has ever been convicted of the killings. Now, a crowd-funded documentary aims to tell the story of that day and the stories of the soldiers who were there. The news desk spoke to Andrew Parker Bowles, commander of the Household Cavalry during the bombing, and the former Queen's trumpeter Steve Sullivan, one of those hit by the blast.
For me, it was the saddest thing that ever happened to me in my military life. And on the day, it was a July day, not as hot as it is today, and the guard went out, left, as usual, the barracks, and I was standing outside talking to the boys. Suddenly we heard this explosion, and even then, we recognised, or I recognised, some of the other boys did too, it was a bomb explosion like one had heard in Londonderry a few years earlier. But even so, one didn't realise they'd bombed the Queen's Lifeguard. And suddenly one of the boys came in shouting, they've got the guard, and the whole barracks emptied. And we tore down towards the scene, 400 yards, and there was the most horrible sight I've ever seen. Horses half dead, soldiers unconscious lying on the ground, and the smoke coming off from the car where the bomb had been set. And of course, there was always a chance of a second bomb being set off, a sort of come on hither bomb, which the IRA used to use. So even so, everyone pulled their weight. We moved the soldiers, sadly shot the horses who had broken legs, and the nightmare started.
I remember the bomb going off. It was like no noise I'd ever heard in my life, and everything around me seemed to stop, and there was nothing, literally just nothing. The next thing I remember, my horse ran straight off into Hyde Park. I hit a branch of a tree, come straight off of the horse backwards. I remember laying there just for a split second unhurt, but in fear that I'd actually caused a car crash. I was 19 years old. I'd never heard a bomb go off. I wouldn't even know what one would have looked like. I looked over the road and I saw the fire and the flames. I saw horses sitting there and people just standing there in awe, just looking. At that moment, I ran across the road immediately and sat with a horse called Cedric. I shall never forget that, the look in his eyes, the emptiness in his eyes. I think over the years we distanced ourselves from what is probably the best regiment in the world, in my opinion. I don't know why to this day, I can't answer it, but most of us have stayed away for 20 years, some longer. We've got one gentleman coming tomorrow who hasn't been back there since the moment he got blown up. So what I can say is it's got a collective now which can't be broken. There's a brotherhood and a family of friends that have grown from this and carry on growing each year.